In an era of rapid cultural and intellectual transformation, when transient ideologies claim a monopoly on truth and dismiss the past as irrelevant, it is essential to recall the enduring importance of classical philosophy and the Western intellectual tradition. Goethe, one of the great champions of humanism, offers reflections that illuminate the lasting value of antiquity. His words not only urge us to preserve this legacy, but also underscore its vital role in understanding the essence of what it means to be human. Goethe states, "Let us remember how great the ancients were, and especially how the Socratic school holds up to us the source and standard of all life and action, and bids us not indulge in empty speculation, but live and do." This maxim reminds us of the central ethos of classical philosophy, which is not confined to abstract theories, but seeks the practical application of knowledge to shape character and guide life. The figure of Socrates, with his emphasis on dialogue and ethical inquiry, embodies this approach. He teaches us that the true purpose of philosophy is not to construct grand speculative systems, but to investigate the art of living well and pursuing virtue. However, the modern disdain for classical philosophy often neglects this vital aspect. Instead of seeking enduring answers to life's profound questions, contemporary discourse frequently succumbs to relativism and ideological dogmas. This results in an impoverished view of humanity, where the depth of thought is replaced by the superficiality of intellectual trends. In this context, philosophy risks losing its soul, its commitment to the pursuit of truth, goodness, and beauty. Goethe further reminds us, as long as our schooling takes us back to antiquity and promotes the study of Greek and Latin, we may congratulate ourselves that these studies, so essential for higher culture, will never disappear. The relevance of classical languages extends far beyond linguistic proficiency. They are keys that unlock an intellectual treasury that has shaped the West, from Homer to Cicero, from Plato to Virgil. These texts are not merely relics of a bygone era, but living foundations that sustain our understanding of the world, ethics, and politics. The abandonment of Greek and Latin studies in the name of so-called modernity is, in truth, a deliberate impoverishment. Without access to these original texts, we sever our connection to the foundations of our culture. More than that, we forsake the intellectual rigor and aesthetic sensitivity that are prerequisites for a genuine education. The study of classical languages is not an eccentric pursuit, but a necessity for those who seek to comprehend the roots of our civilization. Goethe offers an even deeper insight with his maxim. If we turn our gaze to antiquity and study it seriously, desiring to shape ourselves upon it, we feel as though only then do we truly become human. This statement challenges us to view the study of antiquity not as an academic exercise, but as a transformative journey. Classical philosophy, with its pursuit of universal truths, helps us transcend our immediate limitations and prejudices. It invites us to see beyond the present, connecting us to a broader horizon of experience and wisdom. True human development requires this dialogue with the past. The classical tradition is not a dead weight, but a vital force that elevates us above the mundane. By absorbing the lessons of the ancients, we can confront contemporary challenges with depth and balance. Goethe expresses this clearly when he states, "A historical sense means a sense so cultivated that, in valuing the merits and faults of its own time, it also takes account of those of other times." The modern rejection of classical philosophy often stems from a distorted view of history. The tendency to judge the past by present standards deprives us of a rich and contextualized understanding of our predecessors' contributions. A true historical sense allows us to appreciate the merits of previous ages without ignoring their flaws. It teaches us that progress is not linear and that the present is not the pinnacle of civilization, but merely a stage in an ongoing journey. Thus, defending classical philosophy and the study of Western tradition is not merely an act of cultural preservation, but a declaration of faith in the transformative power of education. In a world fragmented by shallow ideologies, antiquity offers us a solid foundation for thinking, acting, and living meaningfully. As Goethe suggests, it is by turning to the ancients that we truly become human, aware of our fragility and greatness, and capable of navigating the present with wisdom. Ultimately, classical philosophy reminds us that we are heirs to a grand tradition, but also stewards of its continuity. We cannot allow the noise of transient trends to obscure the light of eternal truths. Let us have the courage to look to antiquity and learn from it, not merely as scholars, but as human beings in search of a higher purpose for our lives.